Hello everyone and welcome back on Haruki Murakami Art. Please forgive me the bad quality of this video. I just wanted to record this shortly because the news are emerging, and on top of that I have a cold, but I think you can forgive me just for the sake of information I want to give to you. I want to talk to you about the new novel of Murakami that is coming out in April, at least in Japan, because the title has just been revealed and there's a little story behind it. So without any further ado, let's talk about The City and Its Uncertain Walls. So at the beginning of February, the Japanese publisher Shinchosha has released the news that a new book is coming. It is the first book of Murakami since 6 years and the first work since killing Commendatore. So the Japanese release is on April 13, which is also my birthday, but of course I won't be able to read it because I don't read Japanese. I can speak Japanese only a little, but nevertheless, this is a very special date because we will be able to read some Japanese reviews, at least on Amazon, and have a little glance of how the book might feel and maybe know a little more about the story. So what we have so far is a cover and a little introduction. I would like to go through this with you together, and we can rely on some news from Tokyo, so please forgive me if I'm just reading a little text that has been published yesterday, but overall I think we can have a little glance of what we can expect to be reading very soon. We don't have a US release yet, we don't have a European release yet, but I don't think it will take ages to translate this book, even if it has 1,200 pages. So according to AP News, The City and Its Uncertain Walls will be released on April 13 in both print and digital formats. This is coming from a statement on Wednesday that Shinchosha Publishing has released, so this is 100% true and there is no rumor anymore about the release date. But the availability of an English translation is not yet known. In a brief promotional and cryptic teaser, the publisher said, "I must go to the city, no matter what happens." A locked-up story starts to move quietly as if old dreams are woken up and unraveled in a secluded archive. It added that the book is a soul-stirring 100% pure Murakami world. The article also adds that staff at the publisher said details about the plot are being withheld because many Murakami fans say they prefer to start reading his books without knowing what they are about. And that's somehow true, and I know that most of us can relate to this statement, but when we are looking at, Facebook forums or what is going on Instagram, there are still thousands of questions of people are asking that they want to know what this book is about because they are stoked to find out what Murakami is releasing at his age right now, and as this is the first novel since 6 years. So I'm also not a friend of spoiling and telling too much of the story, but every one of us loves to talk about his books, so let's just have a little glance of what we can expect, and this is what this video is all about. So if we dig a little bit deeper, we can see that there has been a 1980 story of Murakami with the same title, and this one was published in a literary magazine but has never been released as a book. So in 1918 Murakami has released a novella which was called The Town and Its Uncertain Walls, and this one was included in the September issue of Bungakukai, which is a literary magazine in Japan. And this one is quoted as the predecessor of Hardboiled Wonderland and the End of the World, so quite comparable to the short story of The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, which has been featured in The Elephant Vanishes. So we had a short story in The Elephant Vanishes which was called The Wind-Up Bird and Tuesday Women, which has later been transformed into the huge novel The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. So maybe this is something comparable, but still we already have a novel which is Hardboiled Wonderland and the End of the World, but maybe this is again a longer version. So what is The Town and Its Uncertain Wall all about? What's the story behind it? And it is quite short to tell. Murakami wrote Hardboiled Wonderland and the End of the World in 1985, but he had the original idea for the End of the World sections 5 years earlier, of course when he wrote this novella. I was able to find an article on the website How to Japanese, and I'm just reading the text for you. In the story, an anonymous boku goes to a walled town in search of the second person, which is called Kimi, also the true self of a past love. He enters the town as the prophet, and Kimi is working in the library as the librarian. Just as in the novel, Boku has his shadow removed by the gatekeeper when he enters the town, and the shadow gets weaker and weaker over time. Boku is torn between his happiness in the town with Kimi and his shadow's desire to escape from the town's eerie sense of perfection. Murakami makes very different choices at the end of the story, and the article has translated a small portion that may be of interest to anyone who has read Hardboiled Wonderland. So here we go. The wall disappears. It's over, I say. Want to go? Sure. We take off our coats and shoes in the snow and then fasten our belts together. Don't get separated, no matter what, my shadow says. If we get separated, it's all over. I nod. The two sets of black coats and black shoes are a strange sight on the snow. There is a chance I'm wrong, my shadow blurts out. I might have wrapped you up in this for my own convenience. So I won't go further because this one could be taken as a spoiler for those who haven't read Hardboiled Wonderland yet. So in case this is related to the 1980s novella, it might be an extended version of Hardboiled Wonderland in the End of the World, and I don't know if we can see this as a new novel, because Hardboiled Wonderland has a very high ranking amongst fans, and it is considered to be one of his strongest books. And I'm asking myself if this is really necessary. But still, maybe this is a surprise and he only took the title, or maybe it is a prequel or sequel to Hardboiled Wonderland. In any case, I think we can be very, very stoked. I'm hyped. I hope you are too. Let me know in the comments what you think this book will be all about, and let me know if you would like to read it in Japanese maybe, or if you are waiting for the US version or for the German version, no matter what. I'm really interested to discuss with you in the comments. In case you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Many interesting projects are coming soon. Until then, take good care of yourself and never stop reading. See you soon.